You didn't expect me to be ready so fast, huh?
Don't even say any. Don't even bring me the hot shit right now. Not yet.
I guess I'll hold off on the hot shit.
Okay, so how's my audio?
Sounds
Check.
much better than last time. How's mine?
You're a little low.
All right, I'll turn up the heat. How's that?
Oh, maybe I actually my volume was low.
Dick. Well,
A
all right.
dick. Do
Here we go. Hello.
you like my little boy hair today?
I was gonna say you look boyish. It's nice.
So yeah, if I took a shower and I wore a hood, like a hoodie all day, then it's like little boy hair.
Yeah, you look like a young Steve Martin.
That's so funny because somebody just sent me a photo of planes, trains, and automobiles, and I think they were just saying how I look like him, which is funny. And then I said, yeah, that's the gray god.
I watched it last week. Was it last week? Yeah, before Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
It's good. It's a fun movie.
I don't think I've seen it in a really long time.
You know what's weird? At some point, Steve Martin like takes a shower and he's kind of jacked.
Cool.
He's got like a nice body.
That's so funny. It was like really downplayed at that era.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you don't know?
I'm obsessed with his body.
Oh yeah,
I'm
this
obsessed
seems.
with Steve Martin's body.
You know what's funny, Joe, about you is like this is now a fact that I will hear from you for like a good month. Sometimes when you find something out that excites you, that tickles you, I think it's because we have so many. Our Venn diagram crosses over into a lot of the same circles.
You think I'm going to bring up Steve Martin's body on more than one occasion this month? That's what you think is going to happen.
I shouldn't have called it out, but otherwise, how else can I even let you know?
Will I have done it by mistake? Like, hey, did I mention that Steve Martin's got a great body, or will it be like
no? It would
mixed company.
Yeah, it would like something like if someone was just like if Rico or someone was like, yeah, I finally canceled my gym membership. You'd be like, you know something? You know Steve Martin? He had a pretty nice body.
Yeah,
like you'll find some like kind of quirky way to say it, but it's 100% a thing that you do occasionally. Is like there's like a thing because and I'm the only one who would notice it because I'm in so many of these circles with you.
Yeah,
but you'll repeat info.
Maybe during normal circumstances, yes, but I don't think you and I are going to see each other, except for these podcasts for a little while.
No, I think if there's like some sort of other hangout or
maybe.
Like there was talk of a Friendsgiving.
I don't think that's happening.
I know, but I could see it happening also.
All right, we'll see. That'll be nice. I'll try and make sure to bring it up.
You broke quarantine.
Sure. What do you mean? I break it all the time.
Yeah. And you saw one of New York's finest. And I don't mean police officer. He's a fire department. He's a fireman.
Saying hanging out with Pat last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Why are you trying to threaten the whole fire department? My mom would be pissed.
It was his idea. So I'm just he's a hero. He's a civic leader. What am I supposed to do? Say no to a hero?
You can't say it's his idea.
It was his idea. And his body's just as jacked as Steve Martin's.
It's the both of you.
So it was our idea, yes.
There you go.
We went to
be a man. Don't be a coward. It was Pat.
But he, I don't know what to tell you. He was like, hey, you want to hang out? And I said, sure.
Well, that's what I mean. See, that's a two-way street right there.
All right, I guess I don't think that's how it works when someone has an idea to hang out. I'm not sure it's both people's idea.
There have been times when people have been like, "Do you want to hang out?" And my answer is not sure. It's like, "What do you mean?" know, because it's like, "Do you know what's happening?" And then it's usually like, "Oh, we'll just go for like a social distant hang," or like, "Oh, we could go to this restaurant which is outside." But you're like, "Yeah, whatever it is, I'm in."
Yeah. So wait, what are you saying? Are you criticizing my decision to hang out with Pat?
No. I'm just
saying that
I guess I differ in the way.
I mean, that's no surprise. That is no surprise to anyone, I think.
What do you mean?
I don't expect you to be going out to meet with someone.
And tell me why. Drink. What are you alluding to?
No, I think you're more cautious about these things than I am.
Nice. Good way to say it.
And some might say you're too cautious, and some might say I'm too not cautious. I'm not cautious enough. But yeah, here we are.
I don't know how many people are saying I'm too cautious during a pandemic. I think everyone has respect for people who are like, a little bit more conservative.
I just said some people. I didn't say me. Some people.
No. I'm disagreeing though. I'm saying that I don't think that there's many people whose opinion I would value. Who's like, get out of your house. You're in your house too much.
Yeah.
Well,
but
I'm not. I actually didn't even try to start this to judge you, but I think the judgment is in your own head and you're projecting. So there you go.
Okay, I feel fine about it.
I think we figured it out. You're projecting.
Okay. Yeah, we had a nice time.
It's bothering me that this box is here. It's so ugly. It's just a big box behind me.
I didn't even notice. What is it? An air conditioner filter?
No, it's the box for the crate.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Box up the crate at some point?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Do you think you're gonna sell it? Is Granny gonna outgrow the crate? You're gonna sell the crate?
No. If we travel anywhere, if we go to Montauk or something, it packs down and goes into the
shipper in it. Yeah.
Yeah, you just like blend her body up and then pour it into the box.
That's good.
Oh,
last night. You ever like this? Just can you picture a situation where, like, say you speak Spanish, and you overhear two people speaking Spanish and they're speaking about you and they don't realize that you speak Spanish?
See,
you can imagine that scenario. That sort of happened last night, and it happens in the same way a lot of times when you hear people talking about Staten Island, like openly out somewhere.
Yeah.
And like they don't realize that someone else is from Staten Island nearby.
I get that in so many ways. I get that for Staten Island stuff. I've overheard people talk shit about my brother, or you know what I mean.
I think I was with you.
We passed some people that were like, yeah, I don't know who he is, but he's like marrying Scarlett Johansson, and it's like, who is this guy? And it's like, I just like that's what I hear as I pass, and I'm like, oh no, that's funny. And I think I pretended to be like, oh, the dog. I have to fix the dog's collar as I like listened more. What was I gonna do? Halt your speech.
I know. I think I remember that. Yeah, we were walking Granny, right?
And I pull the mask down and take my hat off. And me. And then they're like, who the fuck are you?
You should join in. Like, yeah, that guy's a real asshole.
You guys talking about Michael J?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I enjoyed it. I mean, it just like was an opportunity to like chat with some strangers, which I haven't done in a while,
Oh wait, so you engaged?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I was like, I heard you guys talking. You're from Staten Island, or you were there.
Play up the accent like you just did now?
I guess so. I don't know.
Heard you guys.
I heard you was from Staten
Island. Heard you was talking.
Yeah, it was one of the guys was British and his girlfriend was from Staten Island, so that's why.
That's funny. She should get an award for that.
I know.
It feels like the first woman from Staten Island ever.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just a nice to have a friendly chat with strangers for a bit. That's it. Not much more, substance to it, but it was nice.
It's great.
Yeah, we had some cocks. It was good.
I'm taking a little cock break.
Yeah, me too today. Today I'm all right.
What do you mean you're all right? What do you mean?
I'm not having one tonight.
Oh, okay.
How long are you going to break for? What's the impetus here?
I don't know. It's just a bunch of things at play here. It's like, all right. So certain things with like the quarantine answers certain questions, such as what happens if I eat eggs every single day of my life for a year? That's basically what this whole quarantine. That's the science experiment that this quarantine's been about.
And what were the results? What did you observe?
Oh, I mean, it's basically no real difference. I think I've put on some weight, but I don't. Not like I blame
weird
the
farts.
No. Same farts as always.
Okay.
Unless like I have too much dried mango or after Indian food, they get a little bit more prevalent.
Mm-hmm. Prevalent farts.
But yeah, the alcohol thing is interesting because it's like, I guess I was drinking just as much or maybe a little less before, but a good amount. And then it was just like every day. And then there's no weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like every night is not, you know what I mean? It's this other thing. Cause now we're off from work. So it doesn't even feel like a weeknight.
Yeah. Everything's blended together.
It's not a weekday. It's not a weekend. And you're just drinking all the time. So I was like, I got to stop unless there's a special occasion. We had a special occasion around Thanksgiving. We saw just like a few family members, 2 different days. We spread it out. We spread.
Right.
So it was
let's see. That's the thing. You're seeing family members. I'm not really seeing anybody. So I guess I feel more comfortable going out for that reason. If my family was like still in town and stuff, and I was visiting them more often, I'd probably be more cautious. But I think my spreading is pretty limited. So yeah.
Hey, I'm not. You're bringing it up. I did not come here to judge you.
I know. It just also crossed my mind as probably a latent reason why I'm more comfortable doing it. Now that we're on the subject,
I don't need your fucking reasons.
Okay. I'll,
And ask for them. I don't want them.
all right,
That is for
I'll
you. You
stop
could judge
reasoning.
yourself, and it's for our listeners.
Okay.
But I saw some family. I was drinking, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a little break. I usually take a break around this time every year, because the holidays, there's always a lot of drinking. So I'm like, I have to really limit it and save it up for nice occasions. It doesn't seem like there's going to be an office Christmas party this year.
I don't think we'll probably be drinking on a Zoom or something.
If that, I don't even know if that'll come together, right? You think north south? You think Charlie will do something?
No, I think it'll be more like McCarthy
Mm.
putting
That'd be
something
fun.
together. Yeah.
And then, the else that is great is you could always kind of fake drink, which is something my grandma has told me to do a lot.
What is, does she believe you drink too much?
Oh, I mean, yeah, she believes everyone in the world drinks too much.
Okay.
She says she's 104 and she does not drink a lot, to her credit, but she's like, I haven't had a drink in 30 years. And then like, I could remember the time she's had champagne or a glass of wine in like the last couple.
So let me guess what her advice is. She says to make sure you bring a fake plant with you everywhere you go, place it behind you, and then whenever you're about to take a drink, just toss it over your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the move, right? That's a classic move.
This is why you two are perfect together.
Yeah, we really should. You should set us up.
Now at this point, I mean,
is she willing to go out to get a cocktail?
No, I think you're too risky.
Right.
For her. I'm not saying it. This is her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not judging you. I'm not judging your irresponsible behavior. She is.
Right.
And
no, you keep saying you're not judging me, so you must not be judging me.
And anyway, so yeah, but she would always be like, just pretend to have a drink. She'd also say things like, because she was an artist, she actually, this thing that I used to cover the box is one of her paintings.
One of her arts.
And this is one of her rare abstracts, which is cool.
Yeah.
But she would always be like, you might be you might see an art scene. My advice is to stay away from the scene and just do your own thing.
Then you moved to Van Duzer Street and got involved with the art scene.
Well, yeah, I doubt that is equal to like.
What did she mean by the art scene? What transpired that she had such a bad time with the art scene?
I don't know. It's a good question. She's not, she's social like one-on-one, but she's kind of antisocial when it's like in larger groups, even, pre-quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what her deal is.
Did you see the autonomous zone in Staten Island?
Is this the Scott Lebedo thing?
Well, he was there, but I mean, it was not his thing. It's a restaurant.
No, didn't tell me about it.
It's a restaurant in Grant City.
Is it Max's or something?
Yeah, Max.
Max? Yeah. This is the Scott Lebedo thing.
Well, he's there, but it's not like it's his thing. I mean, I'm sure that he's like outspoken, and he's definitely like been one of the people being interviewed. Okay. But
what is it?
Owner. He it's an orange zone, so they're not allowed to have indoor dining. And the guy declared, well, we're gonna call it an autonomous zone. I guess like Portland, he was trying to like do that, and he was like, anyone can come inside if they'd like. We'll give you food and drinks for free, and it's a suggested donation. We're not serving people. We're not going to be quote unquote open. It's like just trying to be a loophole. They got shut down by the cops, and he got like I guess escorted out in handcuffs, and his lawyer too, actually, because they mistook the lawyer for being someone that works there.
That's okay. I would be okay with if they took Jody out too, like if like we got arrested for our podcast.
Take him out. Well, that's the thing. I mean, I think that Jody would throw himself on the sword with us. He's OG like that.
That's true.
And so the funny thing about it is that these are the same people that are like Blue Lives Matters.
Of course. And now they hate cops.
Yeah. It must be an interesting conundrum. I'd love to talk to I'm curious what the like headspin is on that one.
That's the thing. I mean, I think we were talking about this last week of like, it's crazy that they could believe that like the government, it's crazy they could believe in shit like Pizzagate, but they don't understand like, racial inequality. They think that they don't like believe in that, but they'd rather believe in like crazy, conspiracy theory things. And then this is another group that's like, they want to protest when it's something like, let us have a restaurant. Let us have a bunch of people in a fucking restaurant. But when like people's lives are at stake, or like, you know what I mean? When there's just like so many instances of like police brutality, they're like, hey, respect the cops. It's insane. The hypocrisy.
I guess that their whole thing is, you know, small businesses are suffering if they can't remain open during these times. But like I said, what I'm just most interested in is like how last month it's like they're writing poems to police about how much they love them, and now
Uh-huh.
they're like, get the fuck out of the way and let us in the restaurant. It's like, it's just I just want to know, like, how do they handle that
I know, because it's like,
cognitive?
because it was like before with like police brutality, they were like, yeah, they're just doing their jobs. And now that they're doing their jobs, they're like, we don't like it. We don't. Why are you doing your jobs?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, also that movement like completely pales in comparison, to like people being killed. And in fact, they're on the side of like spreading it and killing more people.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. I didn't do enough research into it to speak to like what their motives are, but like I said, just superficially, I find it to be a funny juxtaposition.
Yeah.
So it's too bad we didn't get a chance to visit the autonomous zone in our hometown.
It's also crazy because I think that guy Scott Lebedo is like trying to organize like a big like a protest. He also got COVID from when he went down to the protest in DC.
Yeah, I know.
And now he's back on the streets.
He,
Really celebrating those antibodies.
Well, I guess he feels safer now than ever since he had it, and and it's one of those things when certain people get it and they don't seem to exhibit any long-term, health issues from it. It certainly ramps up.
I mean, I'm actually pretty happy that he's okay. Not, what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Because
you don't want to see anyone get hurt.
Of course, but also he's a lifelong smoker. He's like, and an older guy. So
maybe that's why he's
risk.
okay. Scott LeBay, I guess for our listeners, some
What
people may not know who this is even. He's an artist on Staten Island. If you've ever seen an American flag painted on the side of a building, he probably did it.
Yeah, if it's wavy.
I guess he's like a conservative artist.
Yeah.
And no, I don't know. I feel like is there a correlation between smokers and like somehow not being as affected by it? Are there lung tissues like so scarred that they can't even like take in the virus?
What?
I'm
is
asking,
that real?
like I'm asking. I don't know. Like the fact that he was such a heavy smoker.
That seems impossible, right?
I don't know. I guess I'll look it up.
I'm so confused as the speculation. Like, did you hear that somewhere?
I thought I did.
Wow. No, that seems impossible. I feel like if anything, you're more susceptible.
Is there a smoker's paradox in COVID-19?
Whoa. That's a fun song, huh? Get on that, Coolio.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? This is probably some
smoker's paradox. You can't
die of COVID. Website. It's definitely something that's come up, though. Is there some kind of paradox between smoking and COVID?
Is it a real website or is it like a William Morris website?
I don't know. It's ebm.bmj.com.
Philip Morris? Real? Is it William Morris or Philip Morris? Or Zach Morris?
I think it's Philip Morris. Who's William Morris? That does sound familiar.
I'm not sure. I don't know anything, Joe.
I know. This whole episode is us not knowing anything. Smoker's paradox. What website would you trust?
Oh, I don't trust any website.
I know, that's the thing.
I just get periodicals. It has to be printed out on. You have to have enough money to print it in order for it to be real. No, I would trust.
Is your periodical late this month?
Now that you bring it up, Joe, I want to tell you something.
Uh-huh.
I'm pregnant with misinformation.
Okay. Well, not surprised. Are you looking up an article?
No, I'm waiting for you to stop.
I've stopped. I'm back.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, my feeling is that like if the small businesses that they're trying to save, they're hurting by prolonging COVID, by like, you know what I mean? Like trying to get them to have more people inside.
Well, I don't know if it's more people, I'm sure that they're trying to follow the rules, but they're being told there's no one allowed inside. And, I see the frustration there as a business owner. I'm sure that it's frustrating.
Oh gosh. I mean, it's the hardest time. I definitely feel for people who have don't like, for waiters, even more so than the business owner.
Yeah.
That like can't work because they can only get like maybe one shift because it's, you know.
Yes, that's the thing. People really are being affected by this. I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah.
but and a lot of people say like, because the zoning thing, I guess, feels so abstract. People can't like. I guess they're like, but what, 1 block over, it's fine. That restaurant could be open, but 2 blocks over, whatever, my restaurant has to close. Everyone starts poking at these imaginary boundaries, and unfortunately, I guess there's no easy way to do it. There's no easy way to decide who gets to open and who doesn't. So you have to make these blanket decisions, and it will naturally cause an uproar. Especially, I don't know. Have you been inside a restaurant? No, right?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. We went to eat at an outdoor restaurant that like kind of almost closed off like 3.5 sides. So it was like there's basically just two doorways that were open, but it was kind of closed off with it was pretty much sealed. Like, and they had heaters up top, and it was good, but I also felt comfortable there.
Because why though?
Sorry, I felt uncomfortable there,
okay.
because it was like so closed off. And I've seen a lot of these places that basically just made, like in the winter, sometimes places have like that little doorway that's additional to the doorway. They've built that like all around a restaurant. But to me, that feels like it's basically just the restaurant. You're inside, you're in a mostly enclosed thing.
So you want you feel comfortable if like the doors are open? That would.
Yeah, just like so that air can kind of penetrate on like multiple sides.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that should be based on the stuff I've read about like how it spreads and how it, like what air can do to it.
What does air do to it? Just spread it out?
Yeah, it kind of pushes it to the floor or pushes it away, and sort of it can't survive like a lot. That's why like outdoor in general is pretty good, like with the additional masks. But I think like the more you're inside an enclosed environment with masks off because you're eating, the higher the chances. When we went to, I think I told you this, when we went to Trattoria Romana, inside was packed. There was not a single table empty. And they didn't remove tables. Lisa had like went in to go to the bathroom, and it was packed, and it was very clear.
I didn't know this. That's funny.
Oh my God. It's very clear that they're like closing for business, and he's just pulling a grenade.
Like, fuck it, right?
He's like, but it sucks because they're kind of like, fuck our customers. Because there's, at least it was also like clocking how many older people there were there too.
Well, it's a two-way street. Those people are choosing to sit inside. I don't think it's fuck our customers.
Interesting. Another. Now
yeah,
it's like a two-way street.
It's like you said earlier. Two people are,
Hey, I completely agree, but I think like, if I went to that restaurant and they were like, "Here you go, we have your table," I'd be like, "Oh fuck," and then you'd have to be like, "All right, maybe not." And I think sometimes the pressure is there to be like, "All right, we'll just do it."
I guess so, but I think everyone's pretty understanding about individual comfort levels.
I know, but it's also people might be misinformed, and they might think like, "Oh, this will be fine."
And they might be fine. I don't know if it's a misinformed thing. It's just a matter of what level of risk are you willing to take? How much research did you do?
But have you seen the cases are pretty high on Staten Island, and it's like that kind of mentality and behavior that I think leads to it.
Yeah. I mean, they're high.
What do you think it is? Why do you think it's so high?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much. Why do I think it's high in Staten Island? I'm not sure. I think of all the boroughs, it's probably the one where people are wearing masks the least.
Right.
As far as a full borough goes, they probably like tried to go back to like business as usual, but I don't know.
Right. That's what I think too. Because I have not seen one restaurant around here filled like that. I mean, it's even less than, they're allowed, I think. But I don't know. I figured Seamless would do well in Staten Island right now, but I guess it's not really there.
I just think that it has more to do with human nature. Like nobody wants to be told what to do or how to act. It's one thing to have guidelines and to say like this is the safest. This is your choice to do it this way, and then there are consequences if you don't, potentially. But no one wants to be told what to do in a definitive way, and that's just, whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. That's probably not the way to be, but it's just human nature. That's how people react to things.
I guess so.
That's what happens. I mean,
yeah,
there's these like there's like 7,000 person weddings going on in Brooklyn, like secret weddings, It's like it's not just Staten Island. It's just people deciding like we want to do our thing. You know,
that shit is terrible. That like Hasidic Jew wedding that was like yeah, how many people were there? It was like looked like a
7,000.
stadium. Oh my god, yeah, that was bad. That was
Yeah,
bad. And
and
I honestly like profile now. Like I kind of like cross the street when I like because there's a good amount of Hasidic Jews. I like fully I profile.
you stop and frisk them.
I stay away from people in general. Like I try to stay like I try to really do the 6 foot thing, but
Yeah,
I might add a few feet for Hasidic Jews. No offense.
well, the hats are longer, so does that count towards the feet?
I don't think so because that's vertical.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay,
you mean
right.
wider?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Hasidic Jews most of them are pretty fit. There's some older guys that
Do
are
they
a
have
little.
Steve Martin bodies?
No. I don't know if I've ever seen like a jacked Hasidic Jew, but I wouldn't be able to tell.
No, they're usually well dressed for the occasion.
But I think like after the age of like 45 to 50, you might see like maybe like a Hasidic Jew that has gained a little weight, but otherwise they're kind of slender. They all have those like British bodies.
Well, I find it hard to tell the age. Like, I don't know. They could be 15 or they could be 60.
Mm.
So the way
I always
like
find it
their
interesting
outfits
that
are very mature.
Right. I'm always finding it interesting where they stopped with fashion.
I think it's the 40s.
Yeah.
I think that's they're like, we're good.
Yeah, up to the 1940s.
And I don't blame them. That's a good, unless it's the 1800s. It could be the late 1800s too.
No, I always had this theory that they stopped like in order to dodge the drafts.
Right.
For like religious freedom and stuff. They were like, yeah, we're stuck in time this time. So for religious reasons we can't be in the war.
That's possible.
Right? So like possible. World War II maybe?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about that.
They have they get new. It's not like they're like Amish, right? So they get new stuff. Obviously, they have like Bluetooth,
cell phones, and
yeah, they have Bluetooth and cell phones,
cigarettes.
Do they smoke cigs? I don't see a lot of cigs, but maybe
I have. Yeah, that's interesting. It's an interesting thing that we'll never understand. It's more stuff that you and I just will never understand.
This all came up at like Thanksgiving with like Lisa's family, and they're Jewish, and then they were like, it sucks how a lot of America thinks that's what Jews are. Like, yeah, they're like, it's kind of a bummer. And I said this,
they're pretty localized to like the coasts. Is there a heavy population throughout the rest of America?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I'm not sure, but I was also like, man, it must have been amazing, like what Seinfeld did for Jews. Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a whole population that might have been like, I don't know how many Jews in my town, like in the South or something, or even across the world. And they were like, if Jews are Jerry Seinfeld, I love this guy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I wonder if he was popular, and I don't know.
Isn't it like the number one? Wasn't it like the number one show for a long time?
I can never tell if people like New York or not, or if only New Yorkers like watching stuff about New York. You know what I mean?
Sometimes with ratings, I think it was pretty big.
I don't know. I mean maybe like metropolitan.
Only New York watched
maybe
it?
Metropolitan areas that are like other cities, you know. But I don't imagine somebody in like Biloxi watching Seinfeld for some reason. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel relatable.
I think look, Sopranos, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a gigantic show. It's huge. People from all over the world watch it, including the South.
Some
Jersey Shore
don't like it.
Like the Jersey Shore was like huge, all over in the South, the Midwest. Could they relate to that?
I guess you're right. I guess when something is like so like nuanced or like such a character itself, you know, that you can't help but watch it, whether you're familiar with it or not.
Jersey Shore is incredible that it did so well, because for years there was this show called The Real World, which was the same thing. And then they were like, instead of having like all these different perspectives, what if we just had one and every person was basically the same perspective?
And they tried to copy the formula, right? They tried to get them to do jobs on the boardwalk.
Oh yeah.
And was that a through line each season, or did they kind of just
move away? So I think like the first two. I think now it's kind of like their job is the show, and they do other things. And there's always like now it's kind of produced like a Real Housewives or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. I'm gonna try to. I sent the Zoom link to Vinny. Let's see what happens.
Oh, just now?
Yeah, remember when we called him one time?
Yeah. Went to his voicemail. I think he lives in LA right now, right?
He was on a plane today.
Oh.
So I think he's coming back from Vegas. They were like filming out there or doing stuff, maybe promotional stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. Apparently Vegas is a ghost town these days.
Well, hopefully we could find out from Vinny.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
He wrote back WTF. I just sent him the link.
So just say it's a different say it's a different podcast.
He's on the plane. He just wrote, I'm on a plane, but I'll try. Okay. So this would be really funny. This would be the first time we had a guest from a plane.
I know.
Wow. That would be cool. But I think my theory is, before he even gets here, if he gets here, my theory is that they produce it like Real Housewives, where like, like every Real Housewives, I don't know if you've watched any, but like there's always like
a couple.
There's this event that they have to do coming up. It's like we're gonna go to Teresa's birthday, but like, Linda's not invited. I don't know. I know Teresa's a real name, but Linda's probably not. But I'm just doing my best.
Doesn't sound like it.
And Linda's not invited, or she was invited, but now they have a falling out. Will she show up? Mm-hmm. And that's like 2 episodes leading up to that episode. And I bet you Jersey Shore is sort of similar in that they like have these events that they're like gearing up towards, or like, Angelina's back this season, but she's not getting there till the 4th episode. And so they're like preparing for it. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other thing is
people love drama.
When I see Jersey, both, but more so Housewives, I'm like, they rehash so much and show scenes from before that like an actual new episode only has like half amount of content, because it's so much like, well, do you forget what happened in the Hamptons? And then
it flashes to
shows that, which even in that moment, they probably flash back to something else. It's like a whole Inception.
It's such a trick to milk content.
I know. That's what I mean. And it's like, it's basically, like how some shows start with like previously on. They do that throughout the entire show.
I guess soap operas were like scratching that itch for people before reality TV, because it was all this drama, right? And then people realized they could do it for even cheaper than a soap opera, which is hard to imagine, and with real people, quote unquote.
I wonder. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what like kind of started it, right? Because
did you know anyone that watched stories like that watched soaps? My grandmother did. Nana.
She did?
Yeah.
I knew people who were on it. Like James Murray was on a few episodes of different soaps.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I went to Sal's house like very long when we like first started becoming friends. And he was like, do you want to see my friend James on a soap opera?
Which is weird because you didn't even really know Murray yet. So it's like, do you want to see my friend on a soap opera? It doesn't really hit if you don't know the person.
I mean, I knew him enough from like, because I had at that time I'd seen a few Tenderloin sketches. Like when I first became friends with Sal, I knew that he did comedy, and then I looked up like their MySpace, and like that, we bonded over comedy because of that. And so I went to his house, and he was like, he had a whole DVR, which he still has, filled with stuff he's taped. And so he fast forwarded.
So he has a separate DVR box that he has to hook up if he wants to.
If he wants to watch, he has to hook it up because he's hoping that one day someone can like transfer it to.
So funny. He's so funny with that shit.
But he never really is proactive about getting someone to do it. So you kind of have to discover that fact when he says something like, someone says something like, I wonder how sales of like TiVo's doing. And he's like, you know what? I actually have a box. Want to set it up,
Yeah.
But yeah, he fast forwarded and showed me it. And it was like that thing where like Murr walks in with a briefcase. He like scans the room and walks and like opens up the briefcase and like hands them the paper and then says like one line and leaves. But it's an under 5 gig. It's called under 5 lines. So it's like less money.
5 gigabytes.
Yeah. I mean, back then the whole show was probably like a gig tops. Not even. Isn't it funny to think like soap operas were filmed on film? Like there was everything before. Yes, everything before digital was filmed on film, no matter how bad it was or like how new, it was like always, especially a show like those shows did pretty well.
I want to look it up what the story is behind soft focus.
What is that?
You know how like soap operas have that look?
Yeah. I bet you that goes back to like even like Hitchcock times. It's a certain lens that it has that effect. And like, I think people associate it with dreamy, but it wasn't like the whole shot. The whole show wasn't shot with that, right?
It says here that movies have been historically shot on film at 24 frames per second.
Yep.
And primetime TV shows. Then when video recorders came out, which were capable of recording at 60 frames per second, they were much cheaper, and that's what they use for soap operas, video recorders. So it's not film.
Oh yeah, it is.
Well, like cassette, like video recorders, not film.
Like mini DV and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess magnetic media, and so it's because it's just an association with like the 60 frames per second look. I always thought that was soft focus, but I guess it's just it's almost like they're using like consumer products to shoot the show. By the way, you sent me that link to the iPhone.
Yeah.
So for the listeners, I was riding my bike at Floyd Bennett Field, which is in Brooklyn, and I found it's like an hour away from my house. It's by the water and stuff. I found like a cell phone in the grass, like on the way over there. And this like, nobody's walking there. It's like a bike path basically where I found the phone, along like, I think Ocean Avenue or something. And it was like, I guess deleted. I got it in hopes that I could just turn it on and hopefully the person that was looking for it could locate their phone and I can give it back to them. Because I know what it feels like when you lose something. It's such a nice thing when you're able to recover it. And I've had it on for like 4 days, 5 days, and nothing. No one has activated it or reached out or anything. I don't even know. What would it say? Would they send a text through it? How would they do it?
That's the thing. Once you had this conundrum, I was like, I don't know.
I don't think deactivated.
Yeah, so they deactivated, I guess, for security reasons, which is it's exactly what I would do.
It's what you're supposed to do, yeah.
Right, but I would almost want to like call it a few more times before I did that.
Yeah, but who knows how long it was sitting out there for? It had like 15% charge. The screen was all cracked, but it was in like an Otter case, which broke. So that took the brunt of the hit.
Wait a second. So it was in a case, an Otter case, and it was still broken?
The screen was cracked, but the phone itself was fine. Yeah.
But not, you don't mean like a screen protector. The screen is itself.
Yeah, the glass is cracked.
What kind of iPhone?
Does it say on it?
Does it have a button? Like a home button?
Yeah, I think so. Right now, like it's sitting at the bottom of my trash can. I just threw it out.
I
don't know what else to do with it. Yeah.
Why'd you throw it out?
What am I supposed to do with it?
Recycle it to Apple.
So what does that mean? What do they do?
I mean, they reuse the parts. It's recycling.
So I should just put it in the recycling bin instead?
No. Bring it to an Apple store.
Well, that's a whole thing.
Well, look, then save it and bring it to me, and I have one in my neighborhood.
All right. I'll get it out of the trash. It's probably covered in coffee grinds and stuff right now.
I can't believe you just threw it in the garbage. It's so weird.
I didn't know that you don't throw it in the garbage. Why is it weird?
Phone?
Why is that weird?
Don't you have a recycling center right near you?
I don't know. It's more like a museum for like old stuff, and I don't know if it's open right now.
You always throw electronics in the garbage?
No, that's why I threw it in the garbage, because I didn't know what to do with it.
Oh, so you've never thrown out an electronic?
I don't think so. I don't know.
What have you done with your old phones?
They're in a like a box somewhere in case I need an old phone.
Good. That's good. I was nervous that you'd just throw these in the dump.
You're very angry at me for throwing a phone out. When I don't think it's something to be angry about.
I don't think I'm angry.
You're livid. I don't know if for those on YouTube, but your face is turning red. There's steam coming out of your ears.
So anyway, the article I sent you.
Uh-huh.
What about it?
Well, I read it. It's like a $50 thing. It's like a $50 subscription to download this program that may or may not work. I'm confused, because isn't the whole point of deactivating the iPhone so that you can't get a program like this and activate it again? Isn't the whole thing to just brick it?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know? See, I didn't know that I couldn't throw the phone
idea.
out. Exactly. This whole episode, we don't know what we're talking about. That's very important to disclaim this.
But yeah, I have no. I just sent it because I thought that it would lead to you being able to use that phone. But
yeah, I looked into it, and I didn't want to pay $50 for a thing that may or may not work. It's not even my phone.
A scam bone I pulled once is I got a free iPad for work for dinner party, and I accidentally like erased the whole phone because it was logged into like whatever the company that gave it to us. And then I I logged out, or like I erased the phone, and then I couldn't log back in for that same reason. So I
Right.
emailed the company and I was just like, hey, I accidentally logged out. Like, what's the code? What's like the email and stuff associated. So I used that email to then unlock the phone, and then I put my own email in, and I got a free iPad, and then they can't trace it now. So they can't
Wow.
even find that it's mine.
So you stole a phone from a company or an iPad from a company?
Yes, yeah, 100%.
I don't know if that's a Scambone.
Well, I don't know. They gave all, like, me and the four jokers
And they didn't expect it back.
iPads, and they have not asked the jokers for iPads back yet. And
Okay.
at one point, they asked me like, "Hey, do you sell her that iPad? We can't find it." And I said yes. I was honest, and they were like, "Okay, all right, we'll see what happens."
Okay.
Like, meaning, will we get more episodes or not?
Right.
So I'm just going to use it until. But I think they might forget again who has them.
That would be nice. I like that.
So, right, does that count as a Scambone?
Well, you were honest. That was good. You kind of throw the ball back in your court. I mean, honestly, worst case scenario, you call a lawyer to help you out with it. I'm sure that we know one or two, at least one.
One time when I worked at Castellano's House of Music, giving guitar lessons or music lessons, there was one kid who was a guitar student, and he bought an SG, like an SG guitar, but like a knockoff, like an Epiphone. And he brought it to practice and then left the rehearsal with the guitar in the rehearsal room. And I brought it up to Lane. I was like, this kid forgot his guitar. He never came back for another lesson.
That's so weird.
So he like basically like wasn't that interested, and then also just left the guitar there. So Lane was like, all right. And then like a month later, I was like, what's up with that Epiphone SG? He was like, take it home. And if the kid ever comes back, I might give you a call, and you got to bring it in. But until then, I don't want it in here.
I never understand people that like have such little value for things like that.
That they would just throw out a phone?
Like, yeah, that they're a phone.
Oh, man. Oh, you're livid now. You're angry. You're angry.
No. That's not
God,
steam.
look how angry. Oh, there's cum coming out your nose.
Well, look, again, in my defense, it's a bricked phone. I don't think there's anything that can be done.
It's a bricked
to its corporate overlords
phone.
But I asked Allie the other day, because there's a package right now in the lobby of my building, or the entryway, that our ex-neighbors, I guess, sent to this address by accident. And it's a big box from Amazon, and I don't know what's in it. And it's just been sitting there. And we were kind of happy to have the neighbors leave. They were a little loud, so it's like it was nice to like take a break from them. And it's been very quiet these days. But their package has been sitting there, and I just said to Allie, "Can you pick a number between 1 and 31?" And she said 27. I was like, all right, on December 27th, if that package is still there, I'm opening it. That's it.
Oh, is that right? Is that Christmas gift?
Yeah. Is that wrong? It probably is wrong, right?
It's 100% illegal.
Yeah, but I have no way.
It's not that. All right. Morally, do I think it's wrong? No. Legally, yes. And in fact, we should ask Jody Sellers this.
Okay, Jody, if you're listening, what do we do here? I've tried contacting this person, and I tried to exchange my contact info with him, and he never gave it to me.
Right.
I tried to contact him the only way I could find it was on Facebook.
Right.
And I don't know what to do here. I don't, we'll see. I'll gladly give him whatever's in it. I don't think he's going to sue me, but Jody Sellers, 770-415-9848. You tell me, what do I do here? On December 27th, should I add a disclaimer to this and I'm just kidding and I don't actually, like
Smart.
wink, wink.
Smart.
Like, I'm just kidding. This is just this podcast.
This is all scripted. This is scripted. It's fiction.
This is a soap opera.
None of these. We're playing characters named Casey and Joe.
Yeah. I didn't actually throw out an iPhone. We'd never do that.
That would be a cardinal sin.
Yeah. No, you'd have to be a real asshole too.
That's the thing. That's what's funny is like that's not illegal. Like recycling is not. It's not legally binding.
Isn't it? Can't you get fined by the sanitation department if you don't recycle correctly? If you put the wrong bag?
I actually do think maybe you're right about electronics. I think actually you're not supposed to like just throw willy-nilly electronics out. I keep electronics for like years until I have enough, and then I bring it to like my dad, and he and I take a trip with whatever he's got to the recycling center. There's one on the island.
It's just frustrating when you try and do the right thing and it becomes like this burden. Like I have this phone now that like what ended up happening, I guess, is the right thing to do is to find a Mac store and drop it off. Be like, hey guys, I found this thing. Here you go.
A Mac store has makeup.
Right.
So you're at the wrong place.
So I'm at the. Is it okay? Do they not take electronics at the Mac store? I'm sure they have some system in place. What do they do when they have to throw out their phones?
Good question. I bet you they throw it out. I think like we have so many conveniences that like, to me, I'm like, well, that's a good trade-off, that like once a year or once every couple of years, I have to like take these I have to like haul these electronics to something.
Where do you go?
It's in Staten. There's one in Staten Island, and there's also, I think there's another one in Bayonne. That's
do they give you like
closer.
A certificate or like pat you on the back, like, hey, you did the right thing?
No, they're actually always like kind of weird.
You know, if it was a TV or an air conditioner or something, I think that I would be more concerned about doing it through the proper channels. But I gotta say, I feel like it feels a little harmless to throw a phone out. Yeah. I feel like it happens all the time.
You feel that way?
I kind of do. Yeah. I hate to say it. And maybe I'm a real complete asshole here.
I think the bigger problem is like all technology is so disposable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's like, how do I say, like everything is eventually going to be like, or everything's going to be thrown out eventually, like everything in the world, I guess. But it seems like these phones, like they really last, like you could, you know, some people keep them longer, but some people like just throw them out after a year, or even if they're just sitting in a box. It's like, it just feels like there's this disposable nature to stuff. Like, whereas I guess a better version would be like if one part of it could be changed every year to make it better. You know, like let's say like the screens on our phones are so sick at this point. They're so sick.
Right, they're like totally sick.
And why do they have to keep making new ones every time? You know, couldn't it just be like a you put things together? It's like sort of a more what's the word for it?
Interchangeable, modal, modifiable.
Yeah, modifiable. Let's say, but like, yeah, you just kind of, you know, you just switch things out. Modular. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a modular thing where, like, you know what I mean? The part that actually needs to be changed.
That's how like in video games they handle technology. You always start out with the basic thing, and when you get upgrades, you know, tack on a new part. And life should be more like that.
You know, it's actually really nice that like DVDs are not what they once were.
Now that you mean like the collector's items, they're not like taking up physical space in the world.
No, like now everything's like streaming, which sucks because we're paying a premium. But that's another thing. Like it's convenience there because we don't have to like order a DVD and get the DVD to the house or go get a DVD. It's just right there, right? But it's
I guess the trick there is you usually don't own the thing if you're streaming it. Like technically they have the right to take it away.
Yes.
Even if you buy something on Amazon, they could take it away.
Yes. Which is I think that's a trade-off for sure.
Do they still produce DVDs? Are those still like Redbox and stuff, right? Yeah.
I think they definitely DVDs still, but probably way less, which is probably good because it's less plastic and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the other thing I thought about the other day was like, if I had to burn a CD right now, if you had to burn a CD, Joe, how would you do it?
I would have to go to the Mac store, ask them for directions to the Apple store.
And they'd be like, I could give you face wash or lipstick.
Right, which I could always use. And then I would go find a USB dongle, CD drive. Then I'd have to go back to the north-south office into the supply closet and steal some CDs from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I would burn them.
How would you burn them?
With that CD-ROM burner that I just
know,
bought.
but what software?
Oh, I guess that's a good point.
They don't have it. It doesn't come preloaded anymore. Like
so
your iTunes.
I always used Nero. Does Nero still exist? That was the one.
Good question. So you'd have to download that too. That's the other thing. So it's like you would need like a computer or like that drive thing.
iTunes doesn't burn CDs anymore?
No. Isn't that nuts?
Funny.
I mean, there's no way to put it in. I wonder if you could import a CD still. I used to be able to do that on my iMac, which I just threw it in the garbage today. No, I gave that to my dad and he loves it.
Oh, that's good.
Every time I see him, he's like, I love that computer. It's like from 2010 or 11.
He's a PC guy, right?
Oh yeah. He's never had one. And he's like, it's so great.
It's funny.
And then the other thing is like, he's used a laptop for a very long time. There was a desktop in the 90s, but he's used like one or two laptops in the last 10, 15 years. So this is a thing that's like this. It's like a big computer screen. It's got the camera in it. It's got nice speakers. It's just one ass thing.
Yeah.
And he loves it. And he's like, my mom's been using it for telemedicine. It's like, changed their whole life. And it was just this old ass computer that I had just laying around. I
Was
brought
that
it
the one from The Office?
Yeah,
That's funny.
that exact one. So I'm glad. See, that's the thing. You don't throw technology out. You give it to old people.
Unless it's brick, then you throw it in the garbage and put coffee beans on top of it.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
I spent about an hour trying to get so like with this new Mac, this is maybe Jenny Miller's.
I fast forward to this one.
Yeah, Jenny's, tapping out right now. But no, with this new Mac, I could basically run iPhone or iPad apps on my computer, which is great.
Okay.
So like if there's a photo app or if there's something I use on my phone, I have the exact same one on my computer. So I tried to do that because there's ones where you could stream a camera so you could view it on your phone. And I tried to set that up so that it could be on my big TV.
Yeah.
It took me an hour, and then I read one article that was like, you can't do that.
I'm sorry to hear
that. And then also like I wanted to be able to, because with the HDMI, I wanted to be able to control the brightness and the volume. And then I read all these forums of like how to do it. I downloaded the thing, and like, oh, don't use this one, and it'll like change your driver settings, and then you just switch them. And I tried this, an hour later, nothing. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, your TV doesn't allow DDC or some bullshit, and you're like, okay.
What were you trying to do? Just use an app on your computer?
Well, that was the first thing. The second part was basically like use like the brightness and the volume on here so that it works on the TV.
Okay.
But it doesn't work because of HDMI.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's why you got to buy DVDs. You can always change the brightness on the DVD using the DVD menu.
Thinking about starting like a protest.
You know what I mean? You know what I miss is like director's commentaries and extras and stuff. Not that I ever watched either of those things, but I just like that they existed.
Really? You never watched them?
I guess like YouTube has replaced that in a way. You could probably find the equivalent of an extra on YouTube.
I wonder, like that. It was pretty cool that you could watch the movie with a director's commentary. Like,
or there'd be Easter eggs if you like scroll down to this like hidden menu option. You could watch the movie in like reverse order and shit. You know,
Easter eggs was a whole thing that doesn't exist anymore.
There was a website I used to use called eeggs.com there were Easter eggs and everything. Like in Microsoft Excel, there's like a hidden car game, which was really cool. If you scroll down to like the specific cell, like, like AAC column, 3002, whatever the hell it is, and you like control shift click it, it turns into this like sick 3D car shooting game that they like secretly installed into Microsoft Excel,
That was an era.
I know.
That's a great thing that they used to have.
Yeah.
I wonder if kids are like finding a new kind of shit like that, even like on TikTok. I wonder if they're like, hey, no one's following this guy, but he's got Easter eggs. I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't think of an equivalent with modern specifics.
This podcast used to have Easter eggs, I guess, with the secret cassettes and stuff. We should bring back an Easter egg sometime.
Well, I've never told anyone this, but there's another cassette.
Oh, that's true. You've told me this.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's so originally I think we said that we had 10 cassettes, but we actually had 13. And then I think we revealed that there was an extra one, like a golden ticket situation. And then I was always like in my back pocket, like, oh, there's another golden ticket. But now It's been so long, I don't know if anyone cares or even knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. If you join season 3, just know that we have a secret cassette episode. Is Casey pulling it out of his drawer right now? Let's see.
I think I threw it in the garbage with the coffee grinds.
Got it. Okay. Well, never mind.
Actually, I have no recollection of where it is. I think I have a box with some cassettes in storage. Yeah, that's where it is. I think it's in storage.
In the basement of your building?
So the new challenge is come into my house, clean my storage space, and you get a tape.
There you go. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing.
I would do that. Okay. I would allow somebody.
So email jvsquadcast@gmail.com, and if you come to Casey's apartment and clean a storage space, you may just find a cassette.
And if it's Emily Gags, that's even the best, because I feel like she would do such a good job. But she already has a cassette.
I know. That's too bad.
What am I going to do?
She still listen to this?
I don't know.
I don't think she does.
What else are you going to do?
Emily, are you listening?
#1 if you're listening.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
What else? So no Vinny, And I also sent an email to Jody, and he didn't come.
Okay. Well, no one likes us. You know what it is?
What?
I asked Danny. We asked him to join us, Danny Lane.
Yeah.
Haruni to join us, and she's watching a Mandalorian episode, so she couldn't do it. The problem is that we don't ever give anyone enough time. We're like, hey, we're podcasting in 60 seconds. Can you join us?
I've been trying to get Billy Gags for like 4 episodes to like surprise you. He just every time he's just like he's like, I can't now, like I can't like right now. Are you doing it right now? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how about in half an hour? And he's like, I have kids.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like very hard. Yeah, and he's always like, I mean, I'm on my way home. Maybe I could do it from the car or something. And then he's like, I don't think it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
But if we gave a little bit of heads up.
We just got to give people a little more head, and I think I think we might have a chance.
I think people would do a lot for head.
Yeah, because you can't expect someone to drop what they're doing unless they're getting a little head first.
Right.
That's my opinion on the whole subject.
I think so. I think it's a good idea.
All right, so let's make a promise that next time we'll just make sure they get head, whoever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be Billy Gags. So
okay.
Billy Gags.
Give him head early, and give him it early and frequently. Give him head, and I think it'll be fine.
Have you done anyone else's podcast?
Yes, in my life, yeah.
Like recently?
No.
It's so funny when occasionally I've done other people's podcasts, and they're so much better.
There's so much more.
Yeah,
here we go. They are. No, our podcast sucks.
All right, I finally sent the link out, and Christopher picked it up. Of course.
Well, you sent it to me directly.
Yeah, we've been trying that. No one wants to do our podcast.
I sent it to Vinny Guanadino. I sent it to Jody Sellers. I sent it to, Billy Gags and Danny Lane turned us down.
Billy Gags? Oh, you got to get him on.
I know.
And Danny Lane. Danny Lane's a big episode if you do that. That's a big score.
We already got Monty, so I feel like that's pretty close to Danny Lane.
Chris, is that Pestosas I see there?
Where?
Or Belfiore? What do you got? What kind of?
Where?
You said where like you're scared.
But no,
when you first picked up the phone, I thought I saw a package. The phone was like laying down.
I'm doing the boxes.
Oh, what? Wait, Chris
you
was
recycling?
Wait, guys, you know the
recycling, Chris? Are you recycling?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so refreshing.
I don't know what that's about.
What, did you not think I did? Who the fuck do you think I am? Like,
Chris, if you had, let me ask you this: if you had a like a broken, bricked iPhone, what would you do?
Oh yeah, Joe found it.
Yeah,
so he was there with me.
I would ask you.
Ah, thank you.
That's what I did. That's the first thing I did was text you, Casey.
He asked you.
Yeah.
He asked you, and who else you were going to ask, Joe? What was the other person?
Oh, AJ.
AJ, yeah.
AJ, yeah.
He said there's nothing you can do.
No. But Chris, how would you get rid of it? It doesn't work. How would you dispose of it?
Well, Joe, it was pretty janky, the one Joe got. Like, it was pretty cracked, which was like, I wouldn't want to touch it. But I would return it. But what would I actually do, right? Because you can't get past that, the password screen,
turn it to
right?
who? I tried to turn it to the person. I can't.
Yeah, we tried.
Oh, yeah. How far did you get? What was like the furthest you got?
It says the first letter of their email address at gmail.com, and it says enter the password. It says this phone has been deactivated by Find My iPhone. And that's it.
It's been deactivated?
Yeah.
Casey, it was in the weirdest spot. I think someone must have threw it out the window. Like, I don't know how it got to the spot.
But it's weird.
You think it was like a burner iPhone for like a really, really rich drug dealer?
Maybe.
In an OtterBox. Yeah.
That was the thing. It was in like a nice case.
That sucks that it broke with maybe it was an OtterBox commercial, but then they were like, well, we can't air this.
Yeah, we can't use this one
anymore. It was a commercial for just Joe and I. That's what commercials are now.
How would you dispose of it? How would you get rid of it? It doesn't work.
I know. Isn't that an annoying thing? Yeah, to get rid of.
Pretty annoying.
Plastic recycle, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there alloy in it? Isn't there like acids in it?
Yeah, what you do, Chris, and now this has become a PSA, is you just bring it to an Apple store and they recycle the parts.
So, Case, you're telling me now you've never thrown AA batteries out in the garbage?
Never.
Okay.
Oh,
Never.
That's bold. That's great.
No, it's a lie. It's 100% a lie.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Guys,
I try not to. I mostly just did it at north-south, though. So
okay. That's someone else's problem.
So, yeah, so it's someone else's problem.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, I guess.
Guys, you know
what are you supposed to do with it?
Song?
Are you supposed to keep those?
You're
Bring
supposed
it to a
to
recycling center?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get the rechargeable batteries. Those seem like the best bet.
I guess so, yeah.
I think they've gotten better too.
Oh, rechargeable! I haven't seen those. I feel like.
You ever know anyone whose parents have
like my grandpa had them?
Yeah, exactly.
My dad had them, and Lisa's sister has them currently, like a good version.
Do you guys? Does Duracell make them or Energizer, or is that like not like helping their car?
I don't know. Yeah.
Remember the prior big advancement in battery technology before that was that you could like push really hard with your fingernails on the side of the battery. It would tell you how much juice is left in it.
Oh, such a horrible feeling. You're right. Oh, that was the worst. Or sometimes it'd give you a strip and you had to like put them on the top and bottom and hold down.
Yeah.
And it would take a while to like load.
Did you ever do the tongue trick with the 9 volts?
Never.
Yeah.
Always been afraid of it.
That's a Beavis and Butthead thing, right? That was like a Beavis and Butthead kind of thing.
I've always been afraid of that.
I'm afraid of it, but I do it.
Yeah.
I'm really, it freaks me out. And I've never done it.
It's weird. It's so stupid.
Casey,
yeah.
Casey, if I said I want your body now, would you hold it against me?
That's good.
Because
what do
you look like? Because you feel like paradise, and I need a vacation tonight.
Is that lyrics or a pickup line?
That is a Britney Spears song, man. It's so good. Oh. look at like your face says it all. Like those are great fucking lyrics.
I think she's got great songs.
I think that that's a cover. I think that's an old country song.
Wow, would it be? Well, the Paradise maybe, but if I said I want your body now, would you hold it against me?
Yeah, I think that's a country song.
I don't know.
Sometimes I run.
Sometimes I hide.
And then how good is that key change?
It's one of the best key changes.
Sometimes I run. It goes up like.
Sometimes I hide.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Oh yeah, it does at the end. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry I'm breaking boxes. It's loud, but
no, you're doing the right thing.
You know what, Chris? This is what we expect when we call you last minute. I like that you're recycling. It makes me happy. I try to do it I do it with everything, but there's occasional.
Your guy probably does all right. Like your
my building guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I try to break down the boxes for him.
It takes a long time. Like it's an annoying task I have to do every week.
Yeah, I should do it there are a couple times where I'm just like, I'm just gonna throw this in the thing. Like it's a small one or something, but it doesn't matter. I should do it every single time.
Actually, I'll be right back, and you'll get to see something great.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, folks, who knew? Should we stop? Joe,
yeah, let's get out of here.
Should we? I feel bad though. He's so nice.
I know.
And I do want to know what it is.
I looked up the whole, I don't want to spoil this for him too, but the whole Britney Spears thing, there's a controversy that she did rip off a Bellamy Brothers song.
Tell him. He could take it.
You sure?
Oh, what's that? Oh, cool.
Is that a samurai sword?
Chris just pulled out a miniature samurai sword. Is that what you use to cut boxes?
Letter opener?
Yes. And you know who got this for me? Because I told everybody at my job about my bachelor party. I had the samurai sword.
Yes.
And they got this for me as a present for my birthday.
Did you show them the video? Is that why? Did you show everyone at work the video from your bachelor party?
The only people I showed that was Chris Sorrentino and John Zaluga.
And of course, we played it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, pieces of it, right?
I guess we did. I think we didn't show any penises.
I think you did the audio.
Well, you probably just listened to it on audio.
Yeah.
But we probably played it in the video part. Actually, no, that's impossible. We weren't doing the video at that time.
It's basically like your Pamela Anderson sex tape in some ways.
Chris, are you ready for this? Ready? Sometimes I come.
But I'm a guy.
Pretty good.
Sometimes I fart. Sometimes I'm scared to poo. But all I really want is to.
What have we become? I love when episodes start with stuff like, there's this protest and I think people should be doing this. And then it's real arc. Sometimes I come.
Real arc to this episode.
And that's why we're here.
Casey, your hair looks good.
You like this?
Is that an out of the shower untouched? Is that the elements?
It's out of the shower, and I had a hood on like all day. So
you should see his body too.
It's been in the oven.
Oh, Jody's
oh yes.
770-415.
Oh, Jody Sandler's in the crib.
Look at that.
Oh,
Wow.
Jody, we don't see you yet, but we hear your beautiful dulcet tones.
I'm coming in. You're gonna catch the beautiful hair, not so beautiful. So here we go.
Oh, my hair's like yours. My hair's like yours today.
Yeah, man. It's like out of the shower, blow dry, and it's like.
Did you wear a hoodie too?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. It's
there you go.
out here. It's like 20 degrees.
We have the same hair today. This is so great, Jody. All right, Joe. We had a legal question. Joe, do you even remember what it is?
I do. So my neighbor moved away.
Okay.
And who knows where they went? I can't seem to contact them anymore.
Who knows?
And this package has been sitting in the entryway to my building for already a month now.
Okay.
I figure at the end of December, this podcast is a work of fiction. Everything we say on here is not true.
Right.
But
Allegedly.
hypothetically, I feel like at the end of the month, is this thing fair game, whatever's in this Amazon package?
I would say no, Joe.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Jody.
No problem, man.
Because I mean, it's illegal, right? But like, let me ask you this, Jody. How do you feel about? I think we all agree it's illegal. It is. But
yeah, it's not yours. You didn't pay for it.
How do you feel morally?
Oh man,
I
would still feel bad because I didn't pay for it. I didn't buy the package.
Jody, you're like the angel on my shoulder, and Casey's like the other angel on my shoulder, and I'm just the devil in the middle. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, but like he's like he's like a beautiful angel, and I'm an angel that's like, don't do it.
Yeah, you're like a bratty angel.
Stay inside.
Like a devil angel.
There you go. Yeah, I'm just the sweet. I got the cherub cheeks,
Exactly.
Jody, let's say that you found a phone on the ground and it's bricked and it's completely broken, and you have to dispose of it though. How do you do it?
I have to dispose of it.
Yeah, you have to throw it out. This isn't like a brain buster. This isn't like a puzzle, or like a trick question. Maybe it is, but how would you?
You're asking a lawyer whose whole thing is like doing the right thing. So of course, what do you want the legal answer to everything? Then you're going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, if it's just strictly you find a phone and you have to get rid of it, I mean, and you have to destroy it, I guess is what you're saying.
No, I was kind of like I was getting to Joe threw it out in the regular garbage, and I think you have to recycle it or bring it to
I wouldn't
Apple
do that.
store.
I mean, I would probably go to some kind of like recycling place for electronics or something because I'd be worried about the data on the phone.
That's why you would do because you're worried about the data on the phone.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
like
his.
I'd want to
You're talking
destroy
about your own phone.
It's someone else's data.
Yeah.
But that's a phone. It's a
Either
phone that's been
way,
bricked.
Jody says either way. Jody says
Yeah,
either
I
way
know. Because Jody's a lawyer, and this is what happens when you want to know the right thing to do.
He's a good person.
That's it. Yeah.
All right.
Usually lawyers are probably telling you the opposite. Maybe not always the best.
I don't think we did
Morally.
like a great commercial for this episode, Jody. So if there's anything you want to promote or talk about, if this
Well,
could be
Santa's
good.
coming. It's Santa season, right?
Hey, that's right, man. Yeah, it's still happening Saturday, man. I've had like every year our firm does this event because we want to do it for free for the community because there are so many people, at least in the area where I'm at, who just can't afford to go get Santa photos.
Yeah.
Which to some people sounds crazy. I mean, it's, maybe $50, $100, but they just can't do it. They don't have
Does
the
it
camera,
cost
they don't
that
have
much?
The money.
Yeah, think about.
I mean, it can. It
Cash
just
rate.
depends on how professional you
Wait
want.
a second. I didn't know this. If you go to the mall and there's like a mall Santa, that costs money?
Yeah.
It did when I was a kid.
Whoa, I have no recollection.
Santa doesn't
I
work
don't-
for free.
I
Think
don't.
about it, you're getting prints. You're getting like digital copies.
Yeah.
You're getting different sizes.
That makes
There you
sense. I
go.
guess you're right.
Yeah.
You know what costs a lot of money too is like sending out those to people too. You know what I mean? Like sending
Oh,
out
yeah.
Christmas cards. I think we should
Absolutely.
forego the whole thing, the whole Christmas. Honestly, I hate to be a Grinch.
Just get rid of it.
I think this year we should. I don't think we should do it this year.
So you're gonna have Santa in person, and people can sit on his lap.
Yeah, what we're going to do though is we're going to keep everybody in line, socially distanced. We're going to check temperatures before you enter. Right.
Is
before you
Santa's
get
beard
to
a
Santa.
mask?
No, he's not going to wear a mask, but everyone has to wear one up until the point where we can sort of socially distance around him. But our Santa's pretty cool. Like he comes with his own sleigh, which is really elaborate. So he's going to be in the sleigh, and then the people will sort of be around him. So we're doing everything we can to maybe have a Christmas memory without, ruining the whole thing, I guess. Joe, somebody's or Casey, I guess, is sneaking in your house.
Lisa was grabbing Granny's bowl to feed her.
Casey, would you sit on Santa's lap?
For this? No.
No, yeah.
But wait, can I just stop
Jody's
real
saying-
quick, guys? And because Jody Sell, you're a lawyer from Griffin, Georgia, and speaking of ruining things, what do you know about the Chris Benoit situation when that happened? Were you around?
Wait, what?
Like, were you around? Are you close to that happening?
I mean, that's in Atlanta where it all kind of went down. And Griffin is about, 30, 40 minutes south of there. I live in a county called Henry County, right outside of Atlanta.
Mark
so
Henry.
very close down the interstate. Yeah.
Have you been
You
watching
didn't have
that?
any wind of it? Like that day, you didn't have you remember?
Oh yeah, I
the
mean,
day?
like as a kid, I was a fan of wrestling. So I mean,
Yeah, me too.
everybody knew that it happened.
Is that what made you
of
get
course, being
into?
in Georgia? That was big for us.
Is that
Yeah.
what made you get into law? Chris Benoit.
Yeah, that was it. That case.
It's a pretty
The crippler.
it's a pretty tough situation to like even legally like I don't even know what there's no even trial for something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I mean, there's
No.
no one. They're gone, unfortunately, but awful.
St.
man.
Peter maybe.
I love this, man. I'm so glad I saw the email.
Yeah, I was really curious because I watched that documentary with Chris Benoit.
did?
That was what is it? Under the Mat?
Vice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not Under the Mat.
I started watching it and I was kind of like I knew enough of like the facts that I was like I didn't continue, but maybe I should have. I love wrestling documentaries.
I watched that one, and the Owen Hart one was touching because Owen Hart everybody loved Owen Hart. It was really people talk so sweet of him. Yeah.
I mean, it's really messed
Yeah,
up.
Vice did a great job too.
With the Owen Hart thing is like kind of also weird because it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like it was like a work related thing, and it's like, it's somebody screwed up.
Yeah, big time, and they did it quickly. Like, oh, we got it, you got it, no big deal.
Oh.
They hired a shoddy company, who
It's really tragic.
Yeah. I remember that day. I remember when that happened.
Me too. I think I was watching it. I think I watched it live. That pay-per-view.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Wow.
I think so. Because that was the era that I was watching it. Blue Blazer was like the character. That's the other thing. It's like,
yeah, I know.
It's a bummer that he died as like his goofy,
Was that what happened?
Yeah, he wasn't like Owen Hart. He wasn't even going to reveal it yet. It wasn't like that. This was going to even be.
What's the Blue Blazer?
He was a character that was like messing with other people. It was sort of like a weird heel, like goofy heel, and named Blue Blazer, and he had a mask, and he was like a bad wrestling character, especially because it was funny for Owen Hart because Owen Hart is like a good technical wrestler,
right?
Yeah, he needed an edge, and Owen Hart really didn't have one.
Right.
So
he just wanted to have fun.
Yeah. All right, guys, dinner's ready. I love you guys so much.
Thanks for ending us on a great note, Chris. That's nice of you.
You want a great note?
You guys really pulled up the ship. Love you guys.
Yes.
Jody, anything else you want to leave us with your number? I bet you can't remember it.
Probably not. Let me get a little help here.
Google it. Yeah.
770-415-9848.
That's right. And if you want to call Jody like someone did recently and leave a voicemail about his beautiful voice, you're welcome to do that.
Absolutely.
Encouraged even.
Did you record that, Jody?
The call that was made?
Yeah.
I didn't record it. That's just our answering machine, our voice message system. So it comes in a format for audio.
He sent us an email with a voicemail attachment.
Oh, okay, great. I was going to say, I want to put it on the
You can
podcast.
throw it on, yeah.
Is that okay? Can I do that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Now you could listen to that voicemail right now.
Thanks, Jody.
All right.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye.
See ya.
Hey, Jody. I heard your rendition of My Girl a cappella on a podcast, and I just want to say I'm a JV Squadcast, and it was incredible. And that's all I wanted to say. God bless.